I was on duty. While I worked there, the drop system was abolished and the light system installed. It's in the telephone office. I was on duty when the Oscar explosion occurred on the other side of Protection Island in the year 1913. The switchboard lit up like a Christmas tree, and much damage was done around town. One of the stained glass windows of Wallace Street Methodist Church was blown out, and as a result of the explosion, and was replaced just in time for Arthur and my wedding on March 27, 1913. And when my dad came here in 1909 to work for his uncle W.E. Rumming, I'm still finding all my relatives. I went to the college because I'd given my hubby and my late husband and myself gave a bursary, and we were invited to meet the president, who's just retired, Rick Johnson. And so we were invited for lunch. So when Rick came in, he said to me, "I hear you're an old timer." And I said, "I guess so, but no." And he said, "Well, maybe you know some of my relatives." I said, "Okay, who is it? Or who are they?" He said, "I'm related to W.E. Rumming." Well, I sat looking at this man. He was just about ready to retire. And my husband says, "Shirley, if he's related to W.E. Rumming, he's your cousin." And I said, and he looked at me and he said, "My grandmother was a Rumming." I said, "My grandmother was a Rumming." I belong to the historical groups, and I'm sitting there with Kathleen DeSola. She starts talking about her aunt, I forget which one of the Browns it was, because all the Browns in Rhode Island, Audrey Alexander Brown, who has had a medal made for being one of Canada's greatest poetesses. And she was talking, and I said, "Gee, it sounds like the Rummings and the Browns." She said, "Yeah, I'm related." And I said, "Well, I remember my mother talking about when they used to have bridge parties." I said, "I remember my mother talking about a cis blank." And she said, "Well, that's my aunt." And so I said, "Now that, we've been friends for years, because while I've been sick, she's been picking me up to go." So I said to her, "Do you mean you're related to me?" She says, "I guess we are." So that's the way Nanaimo is. And you've heard all the good things. And I wouldn't say there was any rich people. Everybody helped everybody else. And any of the old timers still do. I've been mixed up with the Kiwanis Villa, which you must all know is for seniors. I was in the Seroptimus Club that started it. It was a group of women that it was sort of like a Rotary Club, only it was a Seroptimus. And while I was president, to belong to this club, you had to be an owner of a business or I can't think of the word I want, an executive position. And we decided that there was a lot of people that needed low-cost housing. So we all thought, why couldn't we do something like that? So it was a big endeavor because that's 56 years ago and money wasn't that plentiful then. So we went to the city and said, could you give us the old Thomas Hodgson where the school was for that property for low-cost housing? We want to raise money for people that need low rentals. They said no, but we'll give you a piece of property. They gave it to us way out in the boondocks. All there was bush and trees. But they gave it to us for $1. And so we built these little cottages. The last one has just been taken down now. And we had to turn it, our group of ladies got older and not so many people wanted to volunteer anymore, which was hard work. And so we asked Kiwanis to help. And that was the Kiwanis Noon Club. The breakfast one came later. So they said they would help. Well, eventually, our group got too old, and they took it over. And so then all of us that was left, the younger ones, we all joined Kiwanis. So my first husband was the president and lieutenant governor, and we still worked and volunteered. Anyway, you know what it's like today, if you see it. That's just the way an old Nanaimo had hearts and always wanted to help others. And the rest of you have heard all the rest of the stories.